Take a breath for a moment. Slow your mind. Let your shoulders relax. If you clicked on this video, it's not random. Somewhere deep inside, you've been carrying a quiet question. Will God ever restore what I lost? Not just time. Not just opportunities. But peace. Dignity. Respect. The version of yourself you barely recognize anymore. You've survived seasons where nothing made sense. Where effort went unseen. Where sacrifice went unrewarded. Where silence felt louder than answers. And yet, you're still here. That alone tells me something about you. This message is for the one who stayed faithful while being overlooked. For the one who kept going while being misunderstood. For the one who lost years, not because of laziness, but because life demanded endurance. Listen carefully. God is not done restoring you. And what He's about to return will be greater than what was taken. There are things people don't see. They didn't see how hard you tried. They didn't see how much you gave. They didn't see how many times you chose patience instead of anger, silence instead of retaliation. But God did. He saw the years where you worked without recognition. He saw the times you stayed humble while being treated unfairly. He saw the prayers you whispered when you had no strength left. And here's the truth most people don't understand. Delay does not mean denial. Sometimes delay means protection, preparation, and alignment. God never ignores faithfulness. He stores it. And what's been stored is about to be released. Let's speak honestly. You didn't lose those years because you were careless. You lost them because you were learning something you couldn't learn any other way. You learned endurance. You learned restraint. You learned how to survive disappointment without becoming bitter. Those years weren't wasted. They were forming depth. And depth is something success cannot teach. God allows seasons of waiting not to break us, but to stabilize us. So when restoration comes, it doesn't destroy us. Notice something. You're calmer than you used to be. Less reactive. Less desperate for validation. That's not exhaustion. That's peace arriving quietly. Peace doesn't come all at once. It settles in slowly, like a steady breath after chaos. You're learning how to rest without guilt. How to trust without anxiety. How to move forward without fear. This peace is not temporary. It's the foundation for what God is rebuilding. Restoration doesn't always announce itself. Most of the time, it arrives quietly. Changing you before changing your circumstances. If you're watching this and wondering, is anything really happening? These signs will bring clarity. There was a time you tried to be understood by everyone. You over-explained. You justified your choices. You defended your character. Now you don't. Not because you don't care, but because you trust truth to reveal itself. That quiet confidence is a sign of inner restoration. When God restores you, He removes the fear of misunderstanding. Situations that once triggered frustration now pass without control over you. You still feel, but you're not ruled by feeling. You respond instead of react. You pause instead of explode. That emotional balance is not numbness. It's healing. You notice it clearly now. Noise exhausts you. Arguments drain you. Conflict feels unnecessary. You prefer quiet conversations, meaningful connections, and calm environments. This shift is restoration in motion. God restores peace by changing what you're willing to tolerate. You no longer punish yourself for every mistake. You give yourself room to learn. You allow growth to take time. That self-compassion is not weakness. It's maturity. Restoration often begins when you stop being harsh with yourself. You may not know exactly what's next, but you're no longer lost. There's a gentle sense of direction. A quiet trust that you're being led. That peace in uncertainty is a strong sign that God is restoring your foundation. You once measured your progress against others. Now you measure peace. You no longer rush because someone else is ahead. You no longer doubt because someone else seems confident. You trust your own timing. That's restoration. This one surprises many people. You haven't changed your tone dramatically. You haven't demanded respect. Yet people listen more. They respond differently. They pause when you speak. That shift is subtle, but real. Respect follows inner alignment. You no longer give access to everyone. Not out of bitterness, but out of wisdom. You protect your peace. You honor your limits. Restoration teaches you that energy is sacred. Silence used to feel lonely. Now it feels safe. You don't rush to fill it. You don't fear being alone with your thoughts. That comfort in stillness is healing. You're grateful for small things. Not because life is perfect, but because your heart is settling. Gratitude that flows naturally is a sign of restoration taking root. If you recognize yourself in these signs, take this as reassurance. Restoration is not coming. It has already begun. What you feel shifting inside you will soon reflect around you. Stay patient. Stay grounded. Stay faithful. The quiet work God is doing now is preparing you for visible renewal. This is important. There were seasons where people underestimated you, spoke over you, dismissed your wisdom. God didn't defend you then, not because He agreed with them, but because He was preparing a moment where your growth would speak louder than words. Respect that comes from God doesn't require explanation. It settles naturally. Soon you'll notice people seeking your advice, opportunities coming without begging, recognition without self-promotion. That's divine alignment. There is something important you need to understand. God does not restore by rewinding time. He restores by redeeming what time took. What you are receiving now is not a return to who you were. It's a return to who you were becoming. The years you lost were heavy, filled with confusion, marked by survival instead of joy. God is not bringing those years back in the same form. He is removing the weight and returning the wisdom. What once felt draining will now feel steady. You're not being sent back into difficulty. You're being sent forward with understanding. Before you reacted, now you respond. Before you rushed, now you discern. Before you tried to hold everything together, now you trust God to lead. This clarity didn't come easily. It came through patience. And patience changes how restoration looks. There was instability in the past. Emotionally, mentally, sometimes even spiritually. Now, the years are coming back as peaceful rhythm. You know when to speak. You know when to rest. You know when to wait. Stability is one of God's greatest forms of restoration. Time didn't just take years. It took confidence. It took direction. It took ease. God is returning. Confidence without arrogance. Direction without pressure. Ease without laziness. This is not temporary relief. It's a new way of living. The past forced you to be tough, to endure, to survive. Now strength looks different. You're gentle without being weak, firm without being rigid, confident without being loud. That balance is restoration matured. What once required constant effort will now flow more naturally. Doors open without struggle. Opportunities come without begging. Respect follows without chasing. This is not luck. It's alignment. God is replacing frustration with favor. You no longer rush because you trust timing. You understand that what's meant for you cannot miss you. This slower, intentional pace is a sign you've entered restoration. Before you wanted to be understood. Now you want to be at peace. That shift changes everything. The years are returning as wisdom that protects your spirit. The years you lost are not gone. They've been transformed. What was taken in confusion is being returned in clarity. What was lived in survival is being restored as stability. You are not behind. You are not starting over. You are continuing. With strength, peace, and understanding. The years are coming back. Different and better. Stay steady. Don't rush the process now. Don't abandon patience at the finish line. Continue. Choosing peace. Speaking truth calmly. Treating people with grace. God honors consistency. The restoration coming to you will not require force. It will arrive naturally. Before you move on, pause with me for a moment. Let your breathing slow. Let your shoulders drop. Let your mind rest. This is not a declaration spoken loudly. It's a truth meant to settle gently into your spirit. Receive it quietly. I declare that peace is returning to you. Not as a moment, but as a way of living. The tension you carried for years is loosening its grip. Your mind is becoming calmer. Your thoughts are becoming clearer. Your heart is learning how to rest again. You are no longer bracing for impact. You are learning how to live without fear. I declare that restoration is unfolding. Without chaos. Without urgency. Without force. God is restoring you gently. The way something precious is handled. Nothing is being rushed. Nothing is being lost. What belongs to you is arriving at the right pace. I declare that you are stepping out of survival mode. You no longer need to prove your strength. You no longer need to earn rest. Your value was never measured by how much you endured. You are allowed to experience ease, without guilt. I declare that direction is becoming clearer. You may not see the entire path, but you see enough for today. You are no longer wandering. You are being guided. Trust is growing quietly within you. I declare that respect is aligning around your life. Not because you demand it, but because you carry yourself with peace and integrity. People recognize your steadiness. They sense your growth. You don't need to announce who you are anymore. I declare that what time took from you is being restored in another form. Confidence without fear. Wisdom without pain. Stability without exhaustion. Nothing was wasted. I declare that you are protected emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You are no longer exposed. You are no longer unguarded. God has surrounded you with grace. I declare that joy is returning. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady and real. Joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. Joy that doesn't fade when life slows down. Let these words rest with you. You don't need to strive. You don't need to rush. You don't need to fear what's next. Peace is present. Restoration is unfolding. Your life is aligning. This season is gentle. This season is healing. This season is yours. Before you go, stay with this moment just a little longer. You don't need to rush back into noise. You don't need to immediately do anything. Let this truth settle. You are not standing at the end of something. You are standing at the beginning of a different season. You've grown quietly. Not in ways that needed applause, but in ways that brought stability. You don't carry the same urgency. You don't move from fear anymore. You don't panic at uncertainty. That's not coincidence. That's evidence that something within you has shifted. There was a time every step felt heavy. Every decision felt risky. Every pause felt dangerous. Now your spirit isn't bracing itself constantly. You're learning how to breathe again. How to rest without guilt. How to trust without tension. This is not weakness. This is restoration taking root. The season ahead will not demand exhaustion. It will not require self-neglect. It will not ask you to prove your worth through suffering. God is not calling you to strain. He's calling you to walk steadily. What's coming will meet you where you are, not where you were. You may not hear loud instructions. You may not see dramatic signs. But there is a gentle sense of guidance now. You feel it when you slow down. You notice it when something no longer fits. That inner awareness is direction. Nothing you survived was wasted. Every delay shaped discernment. Every disappointment refined your heart. Now God is honoring that growth. The respect, peace, and stability you longed for are aligning naturally. Let it speak for itself. Let your calm be the evidence. Let your boundaries be the explanation. Let your peace be the testimony. Those who understand will notice. Those who don't need access. As you step away from this message, take the stillness with you. Let it guide how you speak. how you decide, how you respond. You don't need to rush. You don't need to fear what's ahead. You are not behind. You are aligning. This is a gentler season, a steadier season, a healing season. Trust it. God is restoring you. Not loudly, not suddenly, but faithfully. And as you continue forward, remember this. You are safe. You are guided. You are becoming whole. If this message settled something in your spirit, you're not alone. Stay connected for more quiet, grounded messages. Share this with someone who needs reassurance today. Until next time, walk slowly, breathe deeply, stay at peace. Chosen one, before you go, I want to speak to the givers, the ones whose hearts feel called to pour back into the vessel that pours into them. If this message awakened you, if it strengthened you, if it spoke to your spirit in a way only heaven could orchestrate, then I invite you, only if your heart feels led, to sow a $1 seed into this channel. Not because God needs it, but because giving is a spiritual law. A small seed carries big obedience. And God multiplies what is given with pure intention. Your $1 keeps this ministry alive, keeps the messages flowing, and helps this word reach the next chosen one who needs it. If you feel that nudge in your spirit, if you feel that gentle pull, you can plant your $1 seed using the link in the description. And if you can't or don't feel led, you are still loved, still seen, and still covered. Blessings to every giver, and blessings to every listener. Your seed moves heaven in ways you may never see. But God sees it all.